Alright guys, I think we're good. I had a little bit of a problem streaming, so I had to stop and start. Looks like we no longer have dropped frames, so I think we're doing good. So with that, let's go ahead and jump on in. And we should have everything we need already selected. So today's going to be a little bit of experimentation and logging, and probably doing some stump grinding. So one thing that I want to see is if we can fertilize a field during a frozen ground condition. Alright, so as you can see, we have frozen ground. It's day 3 of winter. I thought it was day 2, but I was wrong. So we are in day 3. So we're halfway through winter already. Pick up our eggs. Let's run over here and tend to our critters. Let's check the forecast. So I was thinking after the stream yesterday that we put 2 bales of hay in for our sheep in day 2. If we have 3 days worth of food in the troughs as far as hay and water, then that means that we're probably going to need to feed them in day 5. And if you look at the forecast, day 5 is rain, day 6 is snow. So I'm a little concerned that we might have some bad weather, and we may not be able to get our hay because we're going to have to buy bales. So I'm concerned we may not be able to buy our bales in day 5 to feed our sheep. We do have 2 bales left, but that's, in my mind, a little dangerous as far as not having enough feed on hand. So we're going to go ahead and use our clear sky forecast for the day and buy up some hay bales. We're going to use the fertilizer spreader as a back counterweight, because I know when we fed our 2 bales the other day, we had a big issue with the back end being awful light. And while we have our fertilizer spreader on the back, we're going to go ahead and buy this field down here and see if we can't fertilize it. Hey, DN Gaming, how you doing? Looks like I'm having a little bit of issue with frame rates here. Not sure what's going on as far as bit rates go. So we're going to do a little play, because I get grief all the time about how I use auto load for everything. I get grief from Old Guy Farmer about how I cheat and use auto load, and how he wants to play with manual load, and and all this other stuff. So I get the sense that he thinks that I can't load bales manually. So we are going to load some bales manually today, just to prove a point. So I think we left our truck down here. We're going to go ahead and grab our semi and bring it over here and hook up to our new trailer. We don't need the forecast anymore. We're going to lower our ramps. Now we're going to bring our tractor and put it on our trailer and take it down to the shop. Bring up our ramps. And let's go ahead and straps aren't going to do anything. Let's go ahead and take them on down there. Okay, you're watching Broomy play Euro Truck Simulator, DN Gaming. Hey country girl, how you doing? I've got we only worked a half day today, so I thought I'd come in here and do a little bit of streaming this afternoon and maybe prove to everybody that I can actually load bales manually. We've got our cool new bale trailer that also is a also has a back, oh come on, mouse pad. That also is a has some ramps, so we can transport our equipment. So, as I was saying earlier in the stream, I was concerned about the weather for day 5, which is when we're going to be needing to feed our sheep again. They're calling for rain on day 5, and they're calling for snow on day 6. So I wanted to go ahead and take advantage of the good weather, and it's not a good day to have very bad sensitivity on the mouse. So we're going to go ahead and buy some bales since we lost all of our hay the other day. We put I wanted to see if the fertilized spreader would act as a rear counterweight for what I wanted to do. It appears to be doing a decent job at keeping the back end planted. Yeah, because I figure if I don't have to buy a back weight, I can just use a fertilized spreader, then that'll work for me. That was interesting. It looked like the headlights were going through the bales. Might not be the prettiest bale stacking, but we're still getting her done. That's right, I'm pulling the trailer with a truck because the truck is the fastest thing that we own. This tractor is actually the only tractor that we own at this point. We sold, if you've watched any previous streams, we sold the two Fords a couple days ago because we're not going to be needing them. I guess I should raise the back spreader. Oh, look at that. Got a nice view of the park there with the different types of trees. Since it's wintertime, we have lost all of our leaves. So we're going to run these bales back to the farm and unload them. Then we're going to load up a silage bale. We're going to go sell one silage bale just to see what kind of price we get. Then we're going to run back down here and buy this field up and see if we can't fertilize a field with frozen ground on it. No one seems to know, so I thought we might as well just run an experiment and find out. on. I guess I should lift the ramps up. Thank you, DN Gaming, about the truck compliment. That's a that's the Mac B61. I think you can find it over at modland.net. So let's go see what we're getting for silage bales today. We've sold one silage bale each day of winter so far, and so far the last 2 days that we've sold silage bales, well, the second day the bale price was higher than the first day. No, this is just a Mack. That's the make of the truck. It's a Mack truck. I haven't seen the cars movie for quite a while to know if that's what this. I don't think that truck looked like this. So I'm hoping that we're going to get $1,089 for this bale. Let's just see. What? $1,087. That's pretty good. That might be the best price we're going to see all winter. We'll continue our little experiment for the next couple days. See what kind of price we ultimately get as the best price. So as I mentioned a few streams ago, this contest, as you know, the winner gets the Platinum DLC that gets released in November. And I've decided that should we be the victor, that I will gift that Platinum DLC to one of my lucky subscribers. And the way to enter will be on the last stream to put in the comments the number of bales that we have sold for the duration of the 3 years on this series. So you're going to have to kind of watch and keep track of how many bales we sell throughout the series. And I'll give you a hint, the bales may be more than silage bales. We do have sheep, and some could argue that the sheep pallets are bales of wool. So I'll give you that little bit of a hint. So I should put this guy in the front. So now we're going to go down here and buy this field. We have successfully fertilized it and plowed it under a mission, so we didn't have to pay for any of that. But as we found at the end of yesterday's stream, that missions are now disabled for winter, so there won't be any more missions that we can run, and I don't want to wait until spring to buy this field, because I'm worried that we may run into a situation where the AI farmer goes and plants something on that field, and then we'd have to basically rework the whole field once over again. Looks like our truck has gotten into a bit of an accident. I suppose he did run the red light, or the stop sign. It's a Mack B61. Oh, I guess I should buy the field, right? We now own it. Let's see. We can fertilize frozen ground. Soil is frozen. You cannot work on it. Oh, you little booger boats. Well, that solves that little question. Now we all know you cannot do anything with frozen ground. Interesting. So we're going to go take our fertilizer spreader back up here to the farm, and we're going to pick up our stump grinder, and we're just going to grind stumps for a little bit. I want to get these stumps cleared before we get snow on the ground, because at that time we won't be able to see the stumps. There will be plenty of time to cut down trees. We probably should have also bought a couple bags of fertilizer while we were at the store, but that's for another day. This is a modded Goldcrest Valley edit. If you play on PC, you can download the map. There's a link in my description for the contest rules, and the map is linked from that page. Oh, okay. Now, if you're interested, I do happen to know that Steam had FarmSim 17 on sale. The sale may be over now. I think it was supposed to end pretty close to It might have ended about 2 hours ago, but it might be worth checking out. It was on sale for 40% off, if you're at all interested. Hi, the squad. How are you doing? Just going to take some time today to clear some stumps. Because once we start, once we get into spring, we're going to want to use this area to mow a little bit. I do not know of any good mods for FS15. I never played Farm Sim 15, so I'm sorry. I don't know of any good mods for Farm Sim 15. I did hear you talking, country girl. I thought it sounded fine. I think you were talking some smackdown on those guys you were shooting or something. Happy birthday there, all four farming bros. Hope everyone's having a good summer. Summer's about over for us. Oh, to each his own. To each his own, country girl. I'm gonna slow those things down. My oldest is 13, and they actually start school here in about 2.5 weeks. So they're starting pretty early. How you doing there, Brummy? How you doing? The tables have turned a little bit. I'm streaming when you're around. Usually, I think when I'm streaming, you're off to bed or doing something else. I think her first day is August 8th. Now we live in the city school district that we live in. They're starting really early, but all the other neighboring school districts are going to be starting probably about 2 weeks after that. But it also means that she's going to be out of school like the first very early in June, if not actually in May. So we're grinding these stumps down because I plan on mowing this whole area of grass once summer comes back, and obviously we don't need these stumps in the way. Same with this over here. We're going to cut this grass once we can. Hey Hendry, how you doing? I've tried that, Brummy, but it doesn't seem to work. It doesn't seem to hold for me. I don't know, maybe I didn't do it right. I thought I set it to 21. We'll leave that stump over there because we won't be able to get to that area with grass with a mower. So I saw that old guy Farmer was screaming earlier about his Mountain Valley extra hard mode edit that he's making some changes to, and it made me think about maybe wanting to play that series or play that map and only use Massey Ferguson equipment. Basically use just the Massey Ferguson stuff from the Massey Ferguson pack, or you know, if there is some implement that just wasn't included in the pack, then to make an exception there, but to basically make it an older Massey Ferguson farm. Because I really like this pack. It's got lots of really nice stuff in it. The tractors look really nice. They handle really good. They seem to have more power than they're rated for. This requires 70 horsepower, and our little Massey is well, it's 95, but still seems to do pretty good. So if anyone started watching after we did our little experiment, we learned that you cannot fertilize in frozen ground. You're basically prohibited from doing any field work, it said, while the ground is frozen. I think that was one of those trees I had a hard time with. I had to cut manually. This is the one I cut by accident. Normally I don't cut them this high. How many trees have I cut down in total? Let's take a look. I'll get this thing grinding here and then we'll take a look. So far we are at 270 trees. We're nowhere near done. We're just clearing out the stumps that we've got. We've obviously already cleared out a decent number of stumps because Last spring we cut a fair number of trees around the farm to make room for to get to the grass. So I'm only concerned with removing the stumps when the tree is directly on top of grass. If I'm not able to get to grass underneath the tree, then I'm not so much interested in cutting the stump. I'll just leave the stump. We've done a fair bit of cutting over the last couple days, and we haven't gone through and cleaned up after ourselves. We're also going to plop down a few more greenhouses. So I wanted to make room for that. Because I'd like to get to a point where we're making about $20,000 a day off of greenhouses. I think $20,000 a day from greenhouses will basically more than cover our operating expenses. It has gotten dark. It is 4:51 and it is dark. Look at that. So that's enough stump cutting for now. I'm going to run this back up to the farm so that we can tend to our sheep next time we need to clean up. It was a pretty cold day out here under the canopy grinding stumps, that's for sure. All right. Let's jump down here. We're going to hook up to our log trailer. Then I just want to check the status of these greenhouses. They're still looking okay. I think they can last another day. So we're just going to finish out the day with some logging. See if we can make a little bit of money back that we spent. Again, we're interested in clearing this whole area out because we've got a decent width of grass here that we can get to, and we can put in greenhouses around the back here. I was at one point in time going to line greenhouses down along the street, but now that I see how much space we have back here, we can just kind of do a double layer of greenhouses, and then we won't be running so far with our water and our manure. And since we now own Field 26, it's not so bad that we have plopped down greenhouses right beside a field that we don't own. That was a big old tree. So how's the weather been where everybody is? We're having some pretty high heat here locally. In fact, this morning when I got out to get in the car to go to work, it was the thermostat in the car, or thermometer in the car said 79, and that was at 7:30 in the morning. That looks like a really big tree. We're going to have to get to that one next. It looks like we're going to have another nice sunny day tomorrow, game day 4. And then we're going to finish winter with some rain and snow. I hope we have some accumulation so we can see that on the map. I was watching Old Guy Farmer's stream when he had some snow accumulation, and it looked really nice. Gave the map a whole different look. Alright, look, you gotta actually get it wrapped around the tree to cut it, not beside the tree. What I'm really upset by is looking at day 3 of spring. It looks like we will have frozen ground potentially for the first 2 days of spring, and the third day of spring has got rain. So the first potential day that we could do field work is going to be raining. Thankfully, the Seasons mod does not prohibit certain types of work in the rain. We basically need to fertilize all of our fields with at least one more layer of fertilizer. For this field that we just bought, we're going to need to plant grass in it. And with frozen ground, we can't run missions, so we're going to have to wait until we don't have frozen ground anymore to run missions. Robert, I suspect your weather is kind of like our weather down here in Virginia. It gets hot and then it gets nasty old humid. You don't know what's worse, the heat or the sticky humidity. We've definitely had real feel of over 100 the last few days, I think. You know, like I said, it's bad when you go outside at like 10, 11 o'clock at night and it feels like it should be 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So Adam, I use an application called OBS, Open Broadcast Software. It's free. You can just search for that. And OBS lets you stream or record. And then you have to go into your YouTube channel settings and configure up your encoder. You get like a URL that you plug into OBS. Of course, you've got to have a decent internet connection that has a decent uplink. What does what's 21C equate out to us non-Celsius types? Is that a high number? It probably is. We've got 3 days till we need to perform maintenance on this. So it looks like we'll need to perform maintenance the last day of winter. 68.7. Well, that's not hot at all. That's nice. My phone's saying it's 90, but of course that's only half the story because of the humidity factor. 90 with low humidity feels totally different than 90 with 80% humidity or higher. Those stumps, those trees we just took out, those stumps I'm not concerned about because we're not going to mow grass back there. That's probably enough tree cutting for the day. Oh, I guess we should lower our boom out. Alright, let's get back to our truck. Let's get to logging. Now we want to do B to pick our logs up. Alright, off to sell some logs. Welcome back, country girl. You were definitely missed, in case you were concerned. Looks like we're gonna have to fuel up our truck here in a little bit. We also have 3 days to maintain this one. So guys, let me know what you all think of the challenge so far. Not just my progress and the strategy I'm taking, but I know I've seen you all over on some other streams. How do you think it's going so far? Do you like this idea of a contest? Or a challenge? get back to it. Winter is a bit boring, I agree, because pretty much all everyone's doing is logging, because that's pretty much the only thing you can do in winter to make money. Spring will get interesting again once everybody gets into spring and they start replanting and possibly switching strategies, or possibly just continuing on, expanding, or whatever. That guy completely did not stop at that stop sign. Robert, what's your strategy if you're playing along in the back, kind of by yourself? But what strategy have you taken? I'm going to restack these because they got a little messed up. Oh, so your strategy is similar to mine. Silage bales and timber. Alright, let's go take this load in. Are you saying that's how you used to make money, was to do silage bales before you figured out how to add cheat money? But of course, we're not cheating money in on the contest here, or the challenge. I really want to see Rubber Burner do some more streams, because he has a logging only philosophy. I'd like for him to get a lot further through into the first year to see how that progress is going to work. You know, logically, it seems to be a good way of making money if you can do 100,000 a day in logs. Then you should be able to pull in what, 2.4 million a year just in logging. We're back over 500,000. That's nice. So I do see it. It is 2,300 hours, so it's 11 p.m. game time. We will run back up and load up those logs. I don't know how long it's going to, if we can manage to make another trip down here and sell those logs, then we'll do that before midnight. But I'm not going to go past midnight on this game day. And when we do close out the stream, I'm going to need to do a couple things. But I do plan on streaming a second stream this afternoon. But there will probably be like a 10-15 minute intermission. Again, you just run the stoplight. These AI drivers think they own the place. So basically it took 20 game minutes to drive from the sawmill to here. So we'll probably just call that here. I'm going to put our log trailer over here for now. First thing we're going to do in the morning is tend to our sheep, and then we are going to tend to our greenhouses. So we're going to go ahead and hook up to our water trailer. Let's take a look at our finances. So we sold almost 60,000 in wood. We had 16,000 in greenhouse income. There we can see our 3 bales that we've sold: 1,058, 1,073, 1,087. That's where we bought our bales. All right, let's see, what time is it? All right, we need to save this and Alt in, and it's 6 a.m. day 4 of winter. Let's take a look, see how we fared. So we had $1,300 in vehicle running costs, $1,900 in animal upkeep. Property maintenance is $465. It's a little up. Look, our property income is up. Alright, so other than the fact that we sold, we bought a field, we're down $300,000 because we bought the field. We're going to save that. We're going to quit out, and we're going to end the stream. And like I said, we're going to take about a 10-minute break. We might come back a little bit before 3, or we might just come back right at 3. So thank you guys for watching, and if you want to stick around, feel free. We'll be right back.